Hello and welcome, my creepy Muppet petters. How you doing today? It's SJB, and today we have a video on monkey knowledge, but we're going to do it in a different way than usual. I don't know if you guys have seen monkey knowledge, but if you actually go through and read every single one of them, it's sort of difficult to get them all in order in your brain, to realize they actually exist. So today what I want to do is pick out every single primary knowledge, which is 32 knowledge points, and use them all in a single game. So it's really tough to decide where to start off with your monkey knowledge, because there's just so many things to do. But I think the number one way that I want to do it is I want to start off with my free glue gunner, which is a really cool monkey knowledge point that not a lot of people even know exists, because they just assume it's going to be a dart monkey start. But believe it or not, this guy can actually be pretty useful. We're going to get a bigger globs, stickier glue gunner. We're going to put him on last, and we're going to pop down a boomerang here to do all of our cleanup in the early part of the game. We're going to save up for a Benjamin in the meantime, and we're going to talk about the different ways that this monkey knowledge works. So, the way that I broke these monkey knowledge points down was that each one of them usually incorporates a tower in it. So there are 5 of them for tack shooters, there are 3 of them for ice towers, there are 4 of them for glue gunners, there's only 4 of them for cannons, there's 6 of them for boomerangs. So boomerangs very clutch for monkey knowledge, guys. That means if you're using boomerangs on chimps, they'll be significantly worse, kind of, compared to non-chimps games. And or if you just don't have it, boomerangs are pretty solid, bro. And there's 5 for dart monkeys, but last but not least, there are 3 that are sort of everything-ish. They're not necessarily based on a tower's power. So let's talk about those. First one is just an additional $200 here to start off your game, which if you guys have not gotten that, you do need a lot of monkey knowledge to make it happen, but if you guys have not gotten that, it is really, really, really clutch. Highly recommend trying to get that as fast as possible. I know it's tough, a lot of monkey money, a lot of previous upgrades you need to get, but it really does help you out a lot in any non-chimps games here. Next up, we get a free glue instead of a dart, which we kind of talked about a little bit already. You could, and I think most people probably just do the free dart, but there are other options here. And then oh, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get the Benjamin. Oh, the Benjamin. Not even Benjamin. The Benjamin. I wanted him. All right. And then last but not least, though, of the ones that don't really incorporate a single tower is this upgrade right here. See this little blue icon on this guy and this little blue icon on this guy? What the heck does that mean? Well, if you keep your towers below, I believe it also includes Tier 3. I'll have to double check on that. All of your towers attack 5% faster, that are primaries, and they cost 5% less. So believe it or not, these prices can actually increase if we, start buying really high tier, 4th tier, and 5th tier stuff, which kind of sucks, but I guess it's part of the game. So we're already dealing with our second monkey knowledge point that we really haven't talked about too much, which is this boomerang right here. If you look at the boomerang, one of those boomerangs is actually going to go around twice instead of just once. And that is one of our monkey knowledge points, is that it goes around a second time if it doesn't hit anything, allowing us to pop more balloons and get our max popping power, hopefully. Next up, we've got a dart spec point here, which is just +1 automatic pierce for us across the board. Definitely going to help us out there. And we're going to talk about a third one here because I really just want to get this guy. We're going to go for a crossbow. And the crossbow is going to get a little bit of extra range. That's really it. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much, but every little bit can count, especially when you're like on the border of being able to hit a balloon and not being able to hit a balloon. It can make that big difference right there. So for a little while, I'm just going to farm for a little bit because I believe that I'm going to be safe for quite a while. And then we're going to go over some of the other more interesting tack changes. Since we're on run 28, I think it's about that time. Let's talk about some quick cannon changes here. The frag bombs get 2 extra frags that come out of the frag cannon. It's really hard to tell. Probably won't be able to see it very well, but if you could shoot that bomb, if we could shoot that bomb, you could see 2 extra frags are coming out there, which I think makes it 10 instead of 8. I don't know how helpful that is, but it's just something to note. And then in addition, it makes cluster bombs $100 cheaper. That's probably not super important for everybody, but $100 can make a small difference here and there. And if you're spamming cluster bombs, well, hey, man, that'll be definitely pretty cool for you. I know we're kind of deep at this point, but if you guys want to be really nice to me, if you want to press that like button, that would be just absolutely fantastic. It helps me not only as a YouTuber because I enjoy looking at a high like count. It makes me feel like I've done a good job, but it also helps with the algorithm and gets my videos to be shown up more, which you know, means I'm more successful as a YouTuber, and that's why every little like may not seem like it matters to you guys, but if enough people actually do it, it does really help me out. So appreciate you guys who do like the video, and believe it or not, comments and things also help. So when I do ask questions, not only do I go back and I 92% of the time go back and read all the comments. I don't necessarily respond to them all, but I do read them, and I appreciate a lot of them, even if I don't respond back to them. Regardless, we're going to finish off most of the Dart Monkey spec points really quickly here, because these are pretty clutch. First of all, we got the Jug. It's perfect time because round 40 is coming up in here. The Juggernaut does +2 damage to Moab class Bloons, so we should be able to see this not only in action against all these Bloons here, which he's just absolutely smoking, but also against the Moab class Bloon. So 1408 to 1412, he does 4 damage per shot. That's pretty beautiful. Normally he does 2 damage per shot, so it's a pretty decent difference here. Next up, we also have the triple shot here, which I really hope that we can get this guy popped. Yes, we do. The triple shot, this is a weird one. It's like, it almost doesn't make sense, but it also makes sense. Let me get this right. Every 4th dart that he shoots gets a 4th shot, or every 4th shot gets a 4th dart. So we need to do something about this crap. Woo! Tank it! Tank it! Tank it! Okay, we got to just stop and reconsider our lives for a second, because this is not going to go very well for very long. We're going to go for a quick radar scanner and jungle drums here, and I think that's going to change the game in our favor quite a bit. And we're going back to Boom Booms! So the Glaive Ricochet, I don't know how many it normally bounces to, but it upgrades it to an 80 bounce. I believe it's 50, but don't quote me on that. And jumping up to 80 bounces per shot, though, means that we are going to get a lot of balloon pop power to this guy. As a 3rd tier, you don't necessarily need to get a 4th tier, even though he will help you out. It's a big buff. Big bonus buff here, guys. All right, we're kind of late in the game at this point, and I've gone over a lot of the other simpler towers, but should be noted that we did get a 4th tier tower, and that nullified all of our bonuses here. I don't think if we got rid of, and this guy's 4th tier too, I don't think if we got rid of these guys, it would come back either. But I'm not going to get rid of them anyways, so play with it if you want and mess around with it if you wish. But let's talk about texture really quickly, because they've got a couple interesting low tier-ish buffs that I think are actually going to be very, very clutch here in just a little while. First of all, just a base tack shooter has a speed of increase by 8% for having Monkey Knowledge. That's pretty cool. And the blade shooter gets +2 pierce. Ooh! So I was playing chimps just the other day, and I did a crazy Maelstrom blade shooter combo, and I didn't realize like that was effective on chimps. But if we come back here and play it on non-chimps, everything we did is just going to be like a bajillion times better. +2 pierce is pretty insane on these guys. All right, this brings us to another one that I'm actually very intrigued by. So Ice Towers automatically, as one of their thing, has a... Oh, I lied. Sorry. Yeah, no, it does. It has a bigger freeze radius automatically. So it's really hard to tell having jungle drums and everything, or just the village next to him and everything, but he should have a slightly larger radius as a base ice tower. But in addition, what's interesting here is the tack shooters. Monkey Knowledge. I did not even know this at all. For whatever reason, I played this game for so long, and I never paid attention to this. Tack shooters with Monkey Knowledge can pop frozen balloons. I did not know that at all. I never used that combo, and I really feel like I should use that combo. So I think I'm going to have to start using that combo. So Ice has a lot of other stuff as well. For example, the Snowstorm freezes longer, but we're going to use Permafrost with our Cryo Cannon here, which also has a larger blast radius as a Cryo Cannon. I'm not sure how much that's going to matter, but it means Cryo Cannon is more powerful here. And I have to show off the Boomerang for round 51 here. I know we're jumping around a lot. It's because they are kind of random, and I have to show it off on rounds that it actually matters here, because I need a camo round. Turbocharge. Oh, slow it down. Turbocharge. What? It can hit camo balloons, bro. Now, this was a battles thing back in the day, where this guy could turbocharge through camo balloons, and then it went away in BTD6, or just didn't exist in BTD6. And it was kind of upsetting, because I think that was a really cool idea to have this guy pop camo balloons, and they brought it back as a Monkey Knowledge point, which I think is really cool. You can do it in everything but Chimps mode. Not that it needs to be used all that often, but having that available is just a really cool idea. Now, in addition to turbocharge popping camo, it actually has another Monkey Knowledge point activated to it. It says it lasts for 10 seconds, but if you use the Monkey Knowledge ability, it also lasts for 15 seconds. I don't know if we could really time that or whatnot and show it off, but lasting 1.5 times as long is a pretty good amount of time to last here, guys. And she, trust me on that, she's going to like it. All right, she's going to like that a lot. So, I think we've gone through all of the camo ones already. Oh, no, we didn't. We got one more boomerang one. Did I say camo one? One more boomerang one left. It is the Moab press. So Moab press, it's going to press it 30% further. So it doesn't look like it stalls for all that long or pushes it back all that much, but if it says 30% more, I'll believe it, and I feel like that's got to be a help, even though it's not necessarily a game breaker or anything like that. If you're really trying to slow these guys down, it's going to be pretty clutch for you. So far, we are doing absolutely phenomenal with our monkey knowledge stats. I mean, I've got 2 banana farms, but don't forget, this isn't poppable, so, like, this is basically barely paying for itself at this point, and we're just smacking these balloons all over the place. It's awesome. So I guess it's about that time to talk about the last 2 cannon ones. We've got Moab Baller here. He is going to do more damage to Moab-class balloons. I guess that's cool. I don't really know if that's going to help us that much, but hey, doing more damage is always good. I'll take it any day of the week. And in addition, the other cannon one is actually going to involve the top path 4th tier. So this is going to be Bloon Impact. That's all the way up here. This is not that common of a cannon. Not that it's bad. I just feel like a lot of people don't choose it as one of their towers. But against rounds like 63 and other big beefy rounds like 78 and 76, this is a super duper effective tower here, guys. And this guy is going to stun for 25% longer. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is an infinite stun on ceramics. So it goes from a non-infinite stun to an infinite stun. And to me, that's pretty helpful, if you ask me. Again, just absolutely destroying these balloons. It's kind of absurd. So we're through all of the boomerangs so far. We're through all of the cannons. We are through almost all of the tack shooters. But we've got a couple other ones we got to go through. We're getting to the point where we're starting to struggle a little bit here, I guess. So let's start making some crap happen. I've not gone over the glue stuff almost at all. I did my starting tower as a free glue gunner, and that was cool. It wasn't the best strategy ever, but it was definitely cool, and I like the option. But the big changes here are that you automatically get a 10% speed bonus on glue gunners themselves, which I think is pretty cool. In addition, the glue splatter is going to affect more balloons. So it normally affects 6 balloons. It's going to affect 8 balloons instead. That's a pretty big difference if you ask me, because getting a glue hose doesn't always seem necessary, but just getting that extra little like 25% bonus or whatnot, like, oh, man, I'll take that. I'll take some of that action. But in addition to that glue splatter, we've got to talk about the Moab glue. So the Moab glue is going to slow more. It doesn't give a number or a percentage or anything like that. But if we do have this guy, having any sort of Moabs on the screen is going to be awesome for us to have a Moab glue. Don't forget that this, again, will not be possible on chimps. So a lot of these towers that you're looking at here are things you might not necessarily want to use on chimps all that much, not because they are going to be bad, but because they are going to be worse than their counterparts with the monkey knowledge. Okay, and that can be a game breaker for some people. In addition, we've got to talk about another glue gunner here, which I did not think that I was going to have to build. The Bloon Liquefier. All right, whenever I go Liquefier, I'm going to go Liquefier. I'm going to go, unless I'm going Bloon Solver, I'm going to go for the Splatter. If I go for Solver, I usually go bottom path, but you could actually go either way in this situation. Ninja Kiwi has changed it so it's not a one-trick pony. It can be a two-trick pony if you want it to be. Not necessarily that that's going to be an amazing thing for you, but it can change things a little bit. And that is going to go through all of our glues. We're cheaper by $1,000 for the liquefier. Oh no, I sold him. I sold him. Oh, all right. Well, I guess he's not that. Yeah, let's get him anyways. Oh, we got it. We got to get him, guys. We can't leave him now. We've got $33,000 we got over here, but we got some big boys coming up that we're going to have to talk about, because these are some expensive upgrades that I don't know if you'd always be able to afford in every single game. So I don't really touch on this too much, but it should just be noted again that Permafrost does slow them down to 60%. I believe it's from 50%, so it's not like a huge change, but don't quote me on that. I don't know the original number here. It just says slows it down to 60% instead. And Snowstorm is going to freeze for longer, so that's this ability right here. When you use the Snowstorm ability, it freezes all the balloons on the screen. It also slows down Moab class balloons as well. But on these big, beefy ceramics and stuff like that, when you really need to get some action in here, popping frozen balloons, heck yeah, we are, boys. Heck yeah, we are, boys. Pretty good at that, too. So, Snowstorm's going to freeze for a little longer. Not that that's a huge, huge game changer here. I still think you could probably use this guide chimps or whatnot, but I don't know. I don't want to talk too deep on that. Just know that it is a little bit more effective not on chimps mode. Now, we have a lot of money here, but we actually don't have everything we need yet. We've got 2 other monkey knowledge things for 5th tier towers. Might be running. What kind of 5th tier towers are we talking about? If there's one tower that I just really want you guys to not underestimate, out of all of my tests I've done, out of everything that I've used, I am always more impressed by the turbocharge than I ever have been before. It's super duper powerful with the monkey knowledge especially. Going from 10 seconds to 15 seconds activated ability is pretty sweet. 50% extra popping power is pretty awesome in my book. And on top of that, being able to pop camos means that we can hit DDTs and such if we're not on chips, which is just cool. Of course, we will need the lead popping power in addition or whatnot, but it's still a chance for you if you're willing to do it. But that opens us up for the second to last monkey knowledge point, the Crossbow Master. The Crossbow Master now allows you to get 2 Crossbow Masters. You guys probably have seen this before. It's not a super big rarity or whatnot, but having 2 Crossbow Masters on the screen probably could get you through around 100 with just a little bit of extra support action. It's not like you need to go crazy on these guys. They are very, very, very powerful. Of course, the later you get, the worse they get. But 1 Crossbow Master can probably solo through around 80 by himself. And then even when you get into the free play rounds, 81 to 100, they're still super powerful. It's just, you know, of course, 97, 98, 99, and 100 are always really difficult. And you cannot rely on a Crossbow Master to be a solo artist or anything like that. So, that leads us to our last tower here. It's going to be the tack shooter, and it's going to be a 5th tier tack shooter. You know which one it's going to be? It's going to be a... an Inferno Ring? What? So yeah, Inferno Ring gets a... I don't have him yet. I need $54,000, so 42. Okay, we're good. Boop, boop. The last guy in the bundle here is the Inferno Ring. Gets +3 burst radius. I don't know exactly what that means. I'm just going to go with it's a bigger range. Burst radius sounds like a bigger range. Could have to do something with the Inferno Meteor doing more burst damage or something like that. I actually don't know for sure, but it does make this guy more powerful. And he is already a very powerful tower. I actually really enjoy this guy. I think saving up $50,000 is obviously difficult. You have to compare him to something like an Apache Prime at that point. I mean, whew, 54,000, he's like 50K right there. He's a big, beefy boy. But at the same time, I think his power is actually justified for the price. Because he could even do a bunch of damage to bad balloons, DDTs, and all over the place with other crap as well. But it is nice if you have a primary expertise next to him and all that stuff, because it can really get a lot of extra damage over here. That being said, this is all of the monkey knowledge as primary training knowledge. If you guys like me to go over other monkey knowledges, for example, all of the military or all of the magic monkey knowledge, let me know in the comments below. I actually would like to hear you guys out. This was a sort of weird video that I've never done before, and I'll admit it was a little bit all over the place. So I was kind of like building things as I felt like I needed them in a real game, in a real scenario. And hopefully you get to see kind of on the screen here all the towers that are affected by the monkey knowledge now, so you can know for yourself whether or not you would want to build these guys and or use them more often in anything but chimps, and or start using them less if you have them in chimps mode. If you're a really big fan of the Balloon Liquefier, maybe you shouldn't use this guy on chimps mode because he costs an extra $1,000, and that $1,000 could cause you to lose the game in the end, you know? The Inferno Ring's probably a little worse on chimps than he is in any other regular game, because clearly the extra 3 burst radius is going to do something for us. The Moab Glue, which is one of my favorite towers, believe it or not. I really like the Moab Glue to slow down any sort of DDTs and Moabs and things like that. Keep him on the screen for a little longer, let all of our other towers do work. Knowing that he is going to be less effective on chimps is actually kind of sad. Turbocharge, I would not recommend him for chimps, sadly. Not necessarily because he's terrible, but because I feel like he's just outclassed by a lot of other towers when you get to the late game here, unless you're planning on going for some sort of permacharge, which would actually be a reasonably effective tower. Oh, I just realized this guy probably pops DD. No, I need a MIB. I need a MIB. I was gonna say he's gonna pop DDTs for me, bro. This is so exciting. But you know what? Screw it. Suck my balls. All right, we're gonna MIB this mofo. He's gonna be my round 99 pop-up. Not that I need him, but that I want him. I want him to do it. Round 98, a pretty beefy level. You can see the master here is definitely doing the work. Okay, round 99, DDTs. Let's watch him get destroyed. Come on, turbocharge. Oh, it's good. It's not actually great though. It's not as great as I thought he'd be. Turbocharge. Dang. All right, good enough, but not great. And we finish off round 100 here on Unpoppable with a breeze, with all of the primary monkey knowledge we could ever desire, my friends. Turbocharge misses! Oh, here we go. Slow them down, send them backwards, and destroy them all. Woo! Like I said, if you guys enjoyed, press that like button for me. This was a different kind of video. Taking risks is not always rewarding, so reward me whenever possible, and I hope you guys get rewarded too. Thanks so much for watching, and of course, have a super duper delicious day.